Hi, my name is Jennifer Wells. I'm a special education teacher in Floyd County. I have a very special unit. Some of you may have heard of from the different districts. I have what we call the SITES unit in Floyd County. And SITES stands for Supportive Instruction, Guiding, Helping, and Teaching Students. And we are a collaborative unit with Mountain Calm Care, our local mental health agency. We are now capped at 10. My original class size when I began with the unit 13 years ago was 8, and we have myself, the instructor, a paraeducator, and Mountain Calm provides a full-time therapist and a technician as well. So we were at one time the staff of ratio 2 to 1. Now we are capped at 10. And I tell you this because my grant was all about the physical learning environment and the role that plays on student behavior and progress. I've heard tremendous things today about flexible seating being one. I heard an excellent lighting program earlier this morning, and it excites me because that sort of is what my grant revolved around also. I want to start with where this came about, and it's been almost 3 years ago now. I was sitting in a graduate class, and we were given a topic to discuss, and at the time my district had really been pushing hard basically decorations. I mean, man, we had teachers hanging Christmas lights year round and these things. I mean, and as a parent, when I walked into these buildings, I thought, wow, this is great. My kid loves this, you know. But as a teacher, when you're the one hanging off that ladder and you're spending your hard-earned dollars doing this stuff, then you're questioning, okay, why are we doing this and what's going on here? So I start in this class. Okay, this is what I want to research. What is the impact of these decorations and this elaborate things that we're going through to do? And the instructor says, well, you'll be surprised that testing has shown, that these kids are actually testing better over here in a white-walled room compared to those that are, over here in this highly decorated room. And I'm like, what now? You're thinking, hold on. I'm doing one thing over here. So, yeah, the wheels start turning. So it just so happens that fall, our SITES classroom was moved from one school building to another. And we go into a room, and it's not unlike where we're at now. Cinder block walls, not the prettiest color. We actually had a divider very similar to this that separated our therapy area from our classroom area. Now, I did what I could to make it pretty, but if you guys, you probably can't see from where you're at, but I would encourage you to take a look later. This was not a stimulating classroom, no matter what I did to it. So that year, and we, like I said, I pull kids from the entire district. These are what are considered the toughest kids in the district, behavior-wise and emotional. So I'm sitting with these 10 kids in a classroom with the traditional desks where you're kind of the L shape. The desktop is connected with the chair. And some of these are big kids. Some are small. I have 6th, 7th, and 8th together. That worked for some, and for some it didn't. And some days I would watch the frustration mount and build, and I would see them start to take it out on that desk. Some days I would see the desk go flying across the room. So I started, in my mind, I could see that this room was having an effect on these students. And it affected me. When I walked in the morning, I wasn't necessarily a happy person with it either. There were no windows in the room. Well, there was one, and it was on the other side of the partition. We got no natural light from it. So gradually I began begging my administration, could we maybe get a better room next year? And they're like, well, we're working on it. So the following year, and like I said, I have 6th, 7th, and 8th, so I do loop some kids. They're with me maybe for 3 years. So I got to see some progress from the same kids. So I said, okay. So I became a thief somewhat, and I start going around the building and finding more table-style seating and grabbing chairs more similar to this, at least that weren't the old, hard, cold stone chairs. And started the second year out with that, and I saw improvement. So again, the wheels start turning, and we had a few staff, what we call rolly chairs, that the staff got to sit in. And as a reward for those students who were on our highest level, they were behaving the best, occasionally we'd allow them to sit in those chairs. Boy, that was a big boost. So I'm starting to see now yes, there's a big connection here with this behavior and what's going on in this classroom. So, thankfully, my administration, God love them, they found me a classroom this year. We are surrounded on 3 sides by windows, much larger, no partition. So they did a lot for me. So then I got to take it a step further. And when the grant came up, I said, okay, now what can I do? How can I take it a step further? We've got just leaps and bounds better. So this is when I started to want to implement the flexible seating. So we're going to try some of this. They liked the rolly chairs. There was a small, like a settee couch that we used for a while. That went over well. So, okay. So I've done the research, have a lot of ADHD kids. We know the yoga balls, the flexible bands on the bottom. We know these things, research-wise, have worked. So with the grant, I've purchased 5 yoga ball chairs. I wish I'd heard about the wheels earlier. I do have 2 that lock, so that helps to keep them a little stationary, but I'm going to have to end up taking the wheels off. I've already found that out. But I had the kids in my mind I knew that needed these chairs, and already the boxes started rolling in last Thursday. They would not stop until we got about half the shipment Thursday, and I kept saying, let's wait. Well, the janitor started bringing them in at 7 o'clock Friday morning, and they just would not stop. So okay, nobody in here from my district, you can't tell me. So we had to stop class altogether Friday morning, and we're putting yoga ball chairs together. We bought a rug. I bought another futon couch, and then also the desk risers. And I don't think the lady's not in here, but one of the other ladies is doing the desk risers. And you guys may have seen these Varidesk commercials on TV. Again, that was in my mind, and I had 2 in particular picked out. These are the kids I know. They cannot sit still, and they're like this, even with their own separate chair. So I knew these are the kids that need these standing desks, and so far they've been a blessing. One little guy likes to fidget with his, but the other one for sure. So it's been so positive. And what I'm really looking forward to in the future, I can already see the benefit. I think it's going to help with attendance. I think that it will keep them engaged. We also did 4 gaming chairs. We are fighting in the classroom. You know, we're fighting a battle. We have to perform, and we can't compete with video games and all the media that the kids have today. So we're going to try to bring it to them. So there's 4 gaming chairs, and I got a cool one that the back flips on one, and you can even turn it and put your laptop on top. We are a 1-to-1 district. They have laptops, and they're making it work with them, too. So I'm very pleased. But where I'd like to see it go as I do my study is maybe even more of the design with where I can situate them, who gets what chair. I'm just flexing those around. So you may have any questions? Thank you for your time.